All right, hello, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video is probably one of the more tough videos I have to make because there's really no right or wrong answers with some of these. We have all NBA 2024-2025 tier list maker. Who do I think is going to make all team 1, 2, and 3? And honestly, like I said, there's just a lot of debate. And even when you have the set in stone who is all NBA first team, second team, third team, you do have what's called snubs. Just because there's 100 voters or a select amount of voters is the point I'm trying to get across. There's no one-way agreement, even after it's set in stone. So I think the first thing I can do, which will make this extremely easy, there's 4 definitive all NBA first team. You can try and argue against it. Doesn't really make sense. So let's get these easy ones out of the way. Giannis, Shea. Let's see, where's Jokic? Because you already know Jokic is on here. Jokic, of course. And then the last super easy one, where are you? Jason Tatum. These are the easiest ones you're going to have just because these 4 players are on a whole different, they're on a whole different level, to be honest with you. I mean, Jokic is playing like the best player in the world. Shea's probably going to win the MVP this year. Jason Tatum, fresh after the Olympics, you know, where people were criticizing him not getting enough minutes, or people were cheering for him to get more minutes. Didn't do that in the gold medal run. Comes back furious, ready to go, and he's been phenomenal. Giannis, of course, is Giannis. I mean, he's the Greek freak. Dude scores, rebounds, playmakes. Just all these guys are on a whole different tier compared to the rest. Now, this is where the rest of it, though, a bit more controversial. The thing that has me not scared, the thing that has me on edge more so is deciding where the likes of Evan Mobley goes, Karl Anthony Towns goes. This is a hot take, but even Donovan Mitchell. I mean, there's a lot of debate to be had here. And I know a lot of people getting into it now. We're just going to get straight into it. Who do I have all NBA first team as the 5th guy? A lot of people have Donovan Mitchell. Here's my biggest gripe, and here's why I'm not going to put him there. He's averaging less points per game than the likes of LeBron, assists per game than the likes of LeBron, rebounds per game than the likes of LeBron. Even you could compare him to Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is averaging more points. I think rebounds and assists, they're pretty close. Anthony Edwards is having better field goal percentage, player efficiency rating. What else? Free throw percentage, true shooting percentage. Better defender than Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the only reason why Donovan Mitchell is in consideration for first team is because the Cavs are the number 1 seed. Now, that might be a good reason, but to me, it's like we can't be handing out this first team just because a player is on the number 1 seed of a specific team in their conference. I just don't agree with that logic. So for that reason, to me, it really boils down to LeBron James and Anthony Edwards. I really believe LeBron has been overall the more consistent player. But ever since the arrival of Luka, he's had to do significantly less. Also, with him getting hurt, that definitely probably puts him more towards second team. I know it was only a week, but you really got to get that 65-game threshold, which he will get. And then any more you get just does help. For that reason, I'm going to go with Anthony Edwards as first team. Best player on his team, you know, like all these guys. But the difference is that he is a player that is now shooting over 300 threes in a season. Also an elite scorer at the rim. Really solid defender when he locks in. The only knock on his game that just hasn't really been there is his playmaking. That's his only knock. And even then, if you wanted to say, hey, I think LeBron should be first team, I think that's a really good argument to be made too. You could easily have LeBron there or Anthony Edwards there. I'm just going to rock with Anthony Edwards as the first team pick. Going into second team, this gets a bit easier. LeBron has to be there. Donovan Mitchell has to be here. Let's see, who else has to be here? Jalen Brunson probably is going to be here. So the thing about Jalen Brunson is he has to meet the 65-game threshold. There's about 4 or 5 games left. He has to play 3. So he should make the 65-game threshold. If he doesn't, obviously, he's not going to be eligible. We're going to go with him here. Let's see. Who would be 4 and 5? You know, I'm heavily considering Cat, averaging 24 and 12. Been consistent for most of the season. Been better since Jalen Brunson's out because he's had a bigger load. Considering Jaren Jackson as well, just because elite defender, averaging 22 points per game as well. Averaging like what? I want to say he should be he's not averaging this, but he should be averaging around 10 rebounds. I'm pretty sure he's averaging much less though. I'd rather just get that number out of the way right now. Jaren Jackson Jr. is averaging 5 rebounds per game. So that's another setback in my opinion. But he's in consideration. Evan Mobley is in consideration. Cade Cunningham, Steph Curry, KD. I mean, I think it boils down to this. If KD meets the 65 game threshold, you have to have Kevin Durant in here. He's just on a whole different level as a scorer. I mean, the best scorer, arguably, of our generation, just from everything he can do. Arguably. Who would be 5? And again, KD has like 3 games to go as well. So if he's not eligible, that obviously changes things. I know people see Sengun, might think, oh, it should be Sengun. I know some people see Evan Mobley and think, oh, it should be Evan Mobley. I'm a bit conflicted. Ultimately, I'm going to go ahead and go with Cat. Biggest reason is just more so consistency than the likes of Sengun and the likes of Jaren Jackson Jr. Again, he's getting you damn near 13 rebounds a game, and he's scoring 5, 6, 7 a game. He's just been the more consistent player. I know people like to give him a lot of flack because maybe he's not, the toughest of players out there, but you can't deny that this guy is just one of the most skilled big men in our league. Can't deny he's the best shooting big man in our league. I'm pretty comfortable with going all NBA second team for Cat. Honestly, I think the only thing you might want to switch is maybe Anthony Edwards and LeBron James, but again, I'm just going to rock with Anthony Edwards. All NBA third team, you have to have Steph Curry here. So he was definitely not playing Steph Curry like for a bit of a stretch there, but as soon as Jimmy Butler gets there, he has just been on a freaking roll, on a tear. You also have to probably have Cade Cunningham here. Will he meet the 65 game threshold? I'm going to double check that because obviously that's really important, but I'd imagine that he does. He's got to be close. Let's check the threshold. He's at 67, so he's already made it. He's big chilling. He doesn't need any more. But yeah, Cade Cunningham obviously he's just a different breed, dude. He's just a different breed right now. Someone who had the biggest glow up carrying over from last season to this season. Points, rebounds, assists. Unreal player. He's the only reason why Detroit's as good as they are. I shouldn't say only, but he is the biggest reason why Detroit is as good as they are. J-Dub literally is a premier defender, a really good scorer. What's his 66 games. So he barely makes it, but like I said, premier defender, really good scorer. Solid playmaker, not great, but solid rebounder for his position. Gotta go Evan Mobley though. I have to throw him in there just because of his defense and more so his consistency than the likes of Jaren Jackson Jr. I know Jaren averages more points, but averaging 5 rebounds is pretty mind-boggling. And then in terms of defense, Evan Mobley's not going to get into foul trouble as much as Jaren Jackson. Evan Mobley's just a more steady player, if you will. He's definitely just a more steady player. Higher floor, lower ceiling than Jaren Jackson for sure. Tyler Hero's a good option. James Harden's a good option. Darius Garland's a good option, but those guys just aren't going to beat out the likes of J-Dub. Yeah, honestly, this is the part where I don't envy the voters in their position because my God, there's so many good players. Like, you could really argue right now as well, Cade Cunningham over KD in the second team. I think there's an argument to be made about that. Hell, I don't agree with it, but there might be an argument to be made about Evan Mobley in over Cat, which again, I don't agree with, but This is the hardest thing to vote for in the NBA, more than the All-Star team, because you're talking about 15 players compared to the rest of the field. And some people might say Sengun deserves to be on here. Tyrese Halliburton deserves to be on here. Oh God, that is so tough. Because even then, Jaylen Brown, as good as he is, yes, he's on the Celtics. He is guarding the opposing team's best players when they're playing the best teams. And he's still averaging 22, still giving you 4 or 5 assists a game, 4 or 5 rebounds a game. Oh my God. This is crazy. I'm curious as to what you guys are thinking at home. Like, what do you think I'm missing or I'm giving too much credit to? Am I giving too much credit to KD? Dude, he's shooting 43% from 3, 26 points per game at an insane true shooting percentage. He's just so ultra efficient. On a better team, he would be having even better numbers. This team buns. And that's if he meets the 65 game threshold. If he doesn't, another player gets bumped in. But going with the last two, I'm going to settle down. I'm going to get it going. I got to give it to J-Dub. I'm rocking with it. I'm settling down with it. I'm going to rock with J-Dub. He has to be in here one way or another. He's just too consistent, especially with his shooting and his defense. Just too consistent. 21-5-5 with good defense. We're gonna rock with it. The same way we're putting respect on Evan Mobley's defense, we're gonna rock with J-Dub. Honestly, all NBA third team is looking insane as well. Who's the final piece to complete this? Is it Jaren? Is it Tyrese? Is it Sengun? I'm not putting Sabonis on here. I don't think he's deserving to be in that top 15. Jaylen Brown, as good as he is, I mean, is he having a better season than Jaren Jackson? I don't think so. I think I gotta go Jaren Jackson. For those of you that have not been watching the Grizzlies, he's just been too good. He's been too good to not have on here. I would be snubbing the rest of these guys. Sengun's averaging 19 and 10, but it's just, he's so up and down. It is pretty crazy. To give you guys an idea, I'll actually just pull it up for you. He's been super up and down. Let's go through it right now. Game log. That way there's no one questioning like, hey, what is happening? How? Gets you 31 against Thunder, 15 against Jazz, 14 against Lakers, 16 against Suns, 33 against Jazz, 18 against Hawks, 17 Nuggets, 8 Heat. Like, I had him in fantasy, trust me. He is super up and down. Some games he'll get you 9 assists, other games he'll get you 2 assists. You just don't know which version of Alperen Sengun you're going to get day in and day out. And I don't think you can reward that with an All-NBA third team. First 4 are not even arguable. Jason Tatum, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Giannis will be on there. The 5th spot, you could argue for Anthony Edwards or LeBron James or even Donovan Mitchell. All-NBA second team, you can't argue that LeBron will be in All-NBA second team or higher. Can't argue that Donovan Mitchell will not be in All-NBA second team or higher. He will be. Jalen Brunson should be All-NBA second team. Kevin Durant, as long as he meets the threshold, will be second or third. Cat will be second or third as well. Going to All-NBA third team, Steph Curry will be in the top 15 one way or another. Kid Cunningham better be in the top 15 one way or another. Evan Mobley probably will. J-Dub should. Bit more hesitant on that one, but he should be in the top 15, honestly. And Jaren Jackson, it's between him and Sengun, if you ask me, but I would definitely lean towards Jaren. I think Jaren's just a better player. Had a more successful season, if you ask me. Let me know what you guys think. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? This is a super subjective topic. I mean, you really, again, even after the voting is finalized, there is no set in stone. Everyone agrees on one kind of thing. There's always going to be what you call snubs. But what do you guys think? This is my thoughts. As always, I greatly appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way to help with the channel. This is We've Been Different. We've been different. And we out.